Hi, Lewis. This is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote. And no, we have not ever spoken in person. We were at the same event once, and I recognized some of the people that were there from your organization, but that's about as close as we've got. I, like you, take linking in with people very seriously, and I don't just link in with anybody or request just anybody. I do think that our organizations would have a lot to benefit from one another by partnering and talking and for your organization to create a group page here on Win My Vote. So the way Win My Vote works, it's a voter engagement site, or maybe better described as a voter candidate groups and organizations network. And it all centers around the voter and the voter's upcoming ballot. So for example, when a voter signs up, they enter, just their zip code. We don't need to take any personal information, and that zip code will identify them in certain voting districts. And with that, we can create for them this online interactive ballot for their upcoming election. So for example, for this demo, I'll just use the most recent presidential election. So as a voter, I can see my ballot here, and I can see the national level races and the state level races down into the congressional districts, state senate, state assembly districts, all the way down through the county level, and then even board of supervisors and school board races. And with that, I can also, by the way, see all of the propositions as well as all of the measures. And this is really important just from the standpoint of having a tool where a voter can manage their vote. So for example, Proposition 55, I can click on that. I can read a summary of the proposition. I can watch a little 1-minute sort of explainer video that's neutral. I can also see groups and organizations that are supporting this proposition, and groups and organizations and even individuals that are opposing this. And then if they've created a written argument or a video argument, I can watch that.
When does temporary mean temporary? Well, it doesn't here in California when it comes to money and taxes. We passed Proposition 30 back in 2012, which was a 7-year tax.
And I can go through the different groups and organizations that I follow, to see what they have to say about it. And then, sorry about that. Yes, they all start as undecided or neutral. And then with that, I can decide whether I want to vote yes or no. So for this one, I'll just say no. And then when I go back to the ballot, you can see here that it's very prominent that I'm voting no on Proposition 55. And now I can move on to another proposition. I can move on to other races, and I don't really have to remember that, or keep track of it so much. Endorsements are also displayed on the candidate profile. So if I click on a candidate profile, I can learn a little bit more about this candidate, and I can also see here the groups and organizations and individuals that have done either written, or in this case just, an endorsement, or a video endorsement, and I can click here and watch it.
Hello, I'm Liz Schuler, Secretary-Treasurer of the AFL-CIO. And when the AFL-CIO endorsed Hillary Clinton for president, it was working women who were on my mind.
And as you can see, it's not a big fancy, commercial or production or anything else. It's just staring into a camera and, endorsing the candidate. So I can click through here if I want to see the group page, and I can look at other candidates and measures and propositions that they have endorsed. I can also learn a little bit, more about them on where they stand on certain issues that they want to promote. So I'm in sort of a hybrid mode because I'm an admin here. So this is how you create your page. You just click on these edit buttons, and you can upload a new logo. You can click here. For this main message, you can use an image if you want. You can put text in there if you want, or you can choose a video. And the video is just the share URL on YouTube. So if you have a YouTube channel or videos up on YouTube, you just click share below the video. It'll give you a URL. You do a cut and paste right there, and it's real simple. So obviously, as a voter, I wouldn't see these edit buttons, nor would I see this make endorsements. But as the owner of this group, as the admin of this group, this is how the group would make endorsements. They click on make endorsements. These candidates are featured candidates, and based on where your group is, based out of, what zip code it's based out of, you'll have certain featured candidates. But then let's say if I wanted to endorse Gavin Newsom in California, I would click here on California, and then I would just start typing in his name. And when I see his profile come up, I would click on this star right here, which is favoriting him, and then it asks me, do I want to do a video endorsement or a written endorsement? And I can say yes, and I can do the URL, the share URL from YouTube. I can do a cut and paste in there, or I can just put text in here, and I can also put hyperlinks and embed images and even embed videos here. So I can do kind of whatever I want, down in this space to for the endorsement. In making endorsements, supporting positions or opposing positions on propositions and measures, it's the same way. It's just as easy. Unfortunately, right now there's no certified propositions or measures on any of the ballots coming up, so they're not listed here. And we didn't do a mock-up demo of it. But it'd be the same way. You'd click on the California, and so there's no results. So there's no propositions in California, and then you'd go down to the county level. And again, you can even go down to the city level, and then those propositions will pop up, and then you can click on voting yes or no, and then again the same thing. Do you want to do a written one or a video one? There's also lots of flexibility for potential propositions and potential measures on ballots that we're working on, daily, and adding new ballots and new races throughout the whole country. And would love to talk with you about that. So, for example, if I wanted to change my zip code, I would go right here, and let's say I'll put a Seattle, Washington zip code in, and then I would choose my districts. And if you don't know your districts, there's little links here to help voters identify the district that they're in, and they can choose their school district, and then just hit save and update. And now when I go over to my ballots, you'll notice that there's this 2017 ballot for Seattle, Washington, and I can see the mayor's race and city attorney, and then there's some city council position 8 and position 9, and there's some candidates that are populating, and then there's no one else declaring, or at least building a profile yet to run against either the mayor or the city attorney. So here I could click on this candidate, again look at them, and I did see on your webpage that you guys have endorsed Ed Murray, so this is where your endorsement would be. And as a member, or as a citizen of Seattle, I would see that and think, oh hey, that's great, and then I could favorite that candidate. And when I go back to my ballot, it would be obvious here that this is turned green and he's my candidate, and this right here would be a percentage of the voters that are on this ballot. So you'd have a really good idea. So from a group standpoint, you make your endorsements, and then you send out invites to Win My Vote to all of your members and supporters and targeted supporters. And Win My Vote's totally free to voters. They sign up, they select you guys as a trusted source, and then as they're building their ballot and going through their ballot, they can see your endorsements and favorite accordingly, and then you guys can get a lot of feedback on how your candidates are doing, or how the propositions or measures that you're supporting or opposing are doing as well. So it's a real way to coordinate all of your users and all of your members, and there's lots of other things that you can do as well, and we're designing and implementing new features all the time, and would love to talk with you about that as well, about what you guys could use and what you guys would like and that type of thing. Anyway, I hope this helps. Would love to see you guys create a group up there. If time is an issue, I can create them real quickly, and I'd be happy to set aside the name and the page, and even help you guys make some endorsements and that type of thing until you can get going. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye bye.